In the previous tutorial, we showed how to install Final Alert 2, for Red Alert 2, and Yuri's Revenge. Now we're going to start on some of the basics of map making. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is go to File and click New. And it's going to ask you create a new map. Step 1, please select if you want to create a new single player map or multiplayer map. Multiplayer maps are used both in skirmish and multiplayer games. At the moment, we're going to be concentrating on multiplayer maps, so that is by default selected, and that's what I'm going to keep it as. Next, please select here if you want to create a completely new map from scratch, or if you want to import an already existing map. Note, you cannot import maps created by the random map generator of Red Alert 2. So we're going to start from scratch, completely new, learn the basics, learn everything. So again, I'm just going to click Next. Now it's going to want you to give the width, the height, the theater, and the starting height. So let's go through some of these. The width and the height are the width of the height in the map. It's in cells, obviously. Cells are the squares, the measurement of squares. So we're going to keep it fairly small. At the moment, I'm just going to go 100 by 100, keep it square. Next is going to be the theater. So anyone who's played the game knows that there are different theaters. There's temperate, snow, urban, lunar, or desert. I'm going to keep it temperate for now, and of course you could choose whatever theater you want. Then there's the starting height of the map. So here you're going to want to think ahead of time. Do you like starting from the bottom and building up, cliffs, heights, hills, or do you like starting from the top and then lowering ground? I usually like starting height as 0, and then if I want to change it, I can change it. But clearly everyone should do their own thing and whatever you want to do. Next. And there we go. The random map generator has generated a map for us. A nice little size. You could see the mini map over here. And these are the player starting positions. So we are going to get into waypoints later. At the moment, all you need to know is that 0 is for player 1, 1 is for player 2, 2 is for player 3, 3 is for player 4, and so on and so forth. So wherever you're going to put the waypoint 0, that's where player 1's starting position is going to be. So at the moment, I don't want them all to start here. I don't even know where I want them to start. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of these. So on the left here, I go to player locations, right? There's two ways to do that. I could either do it through delete waypoint, and I just click here, or delete player location, and does the same thing. So no player locations, nothing at the moment. In this tutorial, we're only going to cover this little tab here called ground. Right, so this is just the different type of grounds we have. So in each theater, you're going to have different types of grounds. Now, a very important tool is going to be brush size, right? So we got 10 by 10, and I could just click around here. By the way, you can hear those sounds. If they annoy you, personally, me, they do annoy. I go to options, and you see sound has a little V next to it. I'm just going to click that, and I'm not going to get those sound anymore. Then there's dark grass. Then there's sand, there's pavement, and then there's the one that really needs a tutorial. There's water, right? So you can see water acts very funny, very, very funny. And this is because something called auto shore. Now, if I go into options and I click disable auto shore, now when I place water, as you can see, it's rigid squares around it. The problem with leaving auto shore enabled is you could see all these wonky behaviors with the map. Honestly, the best way to do it is to create the water the way you want it without auto shore. So keep it disabled. I'm going to create a little river here. And since I'm not going to be putting in all the shores manually, I'm just going to click right here on this little button here, automatically create shore. When I click that, it does this. Now, it won't be perfect. You see all these square lines, annoying ridges. Those you are going to need to fix. Now, when you fix those, usually what you're going to want to do is actually enable auto shore again, and then try to play around with it. Now, again, shores are definitely the most annoying thing about all this. And it has to do with a few things, but what I usually do is I go afterwards and fix all the areas. So now all my shores look natural. And as you can see, a little annoying piece of water appeared right over here. and I'm gonna have to cover that up. So that is the basics of ground and making shores. In the next tutorial, we're gonna start covering cliffs and different ground heights. See you next time.